What's up, guys, and welcome back to another training with yours truly, Colter, former top producing team member of 6 years in the insurance space. I was a team member in those 6 years. I was writing auto insurance, I was writing fire insurance, life insurance, and health insurance products. And my role was more of a hybrid sales and also service role. And so my day was all the phone calls coming in for people that were calling to pay their bills, file claims, change their addresses, add vehicles. I was helping those people, and I was creating opportunities, sales opportunities from those daily interactions with my customers. But I was also, the majority of my day I was spending trying to drum up new business, trying to write new PNC business, but also cross-sell life and health insurance. Guys, I got to a point where I was writing 32 life insurance applications on average every year with 100 plus health insurance applications, all while still doing auto and fire production at a decent level and helping out and service this book of business. Before I was even in insurance, I was a door-to-door salesman, and I did that for 2 years. Really taught me a lot about how to sell, taught me how to talk with people, be quick on my feet, learn how to move through objections, and really just taught me a lot about the potential that we have as salespeople. Before I was in sales, I was going from the typical 9-to-5 job, and it just never sat well with me. I was always going to work thinking like, you know what, no matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, I'm getting paid the same. So it was a very unfulfilling role that I had before I was introduced to sales. Fast forward, I get into door-to-door sales. My first 4 days knocking doors in the heat in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I didn't sell a single thing, which I was pretty discouraged. Not gonna lie, I remember sitting on a curb, super hot, just drenched. It's like 3 p.m. in Oklahoma, super hot, super humid, and I'm just sitting there throwing a little pity party with myself, just discouraged. My head was probably in my hands, and I remember thinking, man, this is hard. How are these guys doing this? I was getting doors slammed in my face. It's like I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth when people would open the door. I wasn't selling a single thing, and it was 100% commission, so I wasn't making any money. So I remember thinking like, am I just wasting my time out here? And thinking about the opportunity cost of all the money that I was missing out on, not working back at home, and just sitting here discouraged because I can't figure out how to sell. And guys, I don't really even know how to talk to people, let alone sell. And door-to-door is difficult. Random dude, random kid at your door. You don't know who he is. You don't know what company he's representing. There's a lot going against me. So I had to learn and pick things up very quickly, but I was pretty close to just throwing in the towel. If I did, my life would probably look a lot different. But I remember sitting there amidst this pity party with myself, and I caught myself and I said, you know what are you doing? You're out here. You committed to come out here for the summer, but you're sitting on this curb and you're just pouting. Let's go figure this thing out. So I remember I went and just started knocking, just kept working. And in my mind, I convinced myself, as long as you just keep knocking on doors, you're gonna eventually get someone that's gonna tell you yes. Didn't end up selling that day. Going into that weekend, I had sold nothing. And there was roommates that were with me that were also rookies, like it was their first year selling, and they were selling policies. So I'm just like comparing myself to them in a pretty bad spot. But I remember I just decided, I committed, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna keep working at least through the rest of the week. I'm gonna finish through the weekend, and then we'll reevaluate from then. But from now until then, just try to figure it out. And I recognized, you know what? You're knocking on a lot of doors. It's not that you're not working, because you are, but you're not selling anything. So why don't we just try to make a few adjustments and just see if that'll help us? But I didn't know what adjustments to make. So what I did is I went back home that night and I went to my sales manager, different reps that were selling, and I said, hey, walk me through your door approach. And I'd say, hey, I'm gonna do my door approach. Can you give me some advice here? I ended up finding a few things that I could tweak. Went the next day, I was eager, and I went out and I started knocking doors, started to make these adjustments. That weekend, I ended up selling 5 alarm accounts. Now, to give you an idea of the money that I made, more money in those 3 days than I had made 2 to 3 months back at home at my previous job. That moment changed my life. I realized, holy cow, there's all this potential in this position. I'm not being told how much I can make. I'm not being told, you know what? This is how much you make. This is how good you are. That moment changed my life. Stuck with it through the rest of the summer, did really well that year, did it another year and managed a team this time. So I had these new challenges, which is where my training career started. And then fast forward the next year, I met my soon-to-be wife and I decided, you know what? I'm done leaving for the summer. I want to find a big boy job. And that's when I got into insurance. Now here we are. Did insurance thing for 6 years. Now, mind you, I have all this sales experience. I know how to talk to people a little bit more. My confidence is a lot higher than it was before, but I just had this proof that you can sell. And so getting into insurance, the agent I worked for hired me on as this hybrid sales service role. And I was writing all lines, auto, fire, life, and health. And writing auto and fire happened pretty early for me. I was quoting at a high level. I was always quoting new households. So I started to close business early on. Life insurance was a different story. I was not selling policies, but I was still talking to people about it. And I started to get frustrated. I was getting discouraged, and I was like, you know what? If I can do door to door and I can sell those things, I can sell life insurance. For whatever reason, it was not working for me, but I stuck with it. My first 2 years, I wrote maybe 10 life apps a year. My third year, I did 123. Fourth year, I did 231. Fifth year, I did 251, and through September of my last year, I did just over 200 life insurance applications. So I figured it out. I got to a place where I was writing a lot of life insurance applications, but then premiums started to follow. I was starting to average about 100,000 in life premium. And now, fast forward, now I am running an insurance sales and training company, the Team Member Perspective, where we are helping team members just like you, just like your team, replicate the same type of success and get playing at a higher level so that they can sell more policies, make more money. Because I'll tell you, me learning to sell at the level I did changed my income, changed my life financially. Now we're helping hundreds, if not thousands of team members across the country. So my hope with today's video is I can share a few things around the life insurance sell. And I want to start this by asking a few questions. And I want you to think about these in your mind. Number one, do you feel that the prospects and customers that you get to talk to, just prospects and customers in general, do you feel that they are going throughout their life and they have these risks without having life insurance or not having enough life insurance, that they have these gaps, that they have these problems with their financial futures? Yes or no? Do you feel like they have problems, gaps, risks in their financial futures by not having life insurance at all or not having enough of it? The next question, do you feel that the products, the life insurance products that you can offer prospects and customers can solve those problems, can fill those gaps, can protect against those financial risks? Do you believe that? You better have answered yes to both of those questions. Because if you're in a sales position and maybe you're not selling at the level that you want to, and if you answered no to those questions, you got to go back to the drawing board and understand that, number one, people do have risks that in their financial futures, right? They have gaps and they do have problems. But number two, your products, if you sell life insurance, can actually come in and fill those gaps. They can solve those problems for your prospects and customers. But if you answered no to those, go back to the drawing board, get with your agent, get with your leader, and just start to hear stories of how life insurance has totally changed people's lives, or how the lack of it is affecting them negative or their family negative. So you believe that people have problems. Your products solve those problems. My next question is this. You know that they have problems. You know that your products can come in and solve those problems, but do your prospects and customers know about those problems? Do they know about those financial risks that they face by not having life insurance or enough of it? Do they know about these gaps in their financial futures? The answer to that is no, because if they did, guess what they would already have? Life insurance. So we're working in this industry where they have problems, but they don't even know that they have them. They have these gaps in their financial futures, but they don't even know that they have them. But all we want to do is we want to talk about, hey, I need to get you some life insurance. You need life insurance. You need life insurance. We just want to push life insurance. It's like we're product pushers. We want to tell everybody that they need life insurance, but we're missing a step. And that step is helping the customer, helping the prospect find out about their problem. Helping the customer, helping the prospect find out about those gaps, those risks that they face by not having any life insurance protection in place. So here is a writer downer. As salespeople, we're problem solvers, right? Our products solve people's problems. Our products, the life insurance products, will fill in the gap that people have in their financial futures. It will protect against financial risks. That's what life insurance does. And if you're selling life insurance, so we're problem solvers, yes. But before we can be problem solvers, we need to first be problem finders. So I'm going to show you how we can help our customers and prospects find out and identify the problem in the first place. And that when we do that, the solution will actually carry weight and you will become extremely influential, extremely persuasive in your life insurance conversations. And so here it is. We need to be problem finders and problem solvers, not product pushers. Let me repeat that. If you are a salesperson and you sell life insurance, you need to help people find out their problems before you help them solve them, instead of just pushing your product on them. Once you start to think about that, and once you get good at what I'm about to teach you, you're gonna get your life insurance sales to a whole new level. Because at the end of the day, we know that our customers and prospects are going throughout their life with problems, with gaps, with risks, but they don't know that they have them. So how much would your solution matter if they don't even know that they have a problem in the first place? So when you think about that, we are problem finders and problem solvers, not product pushers. So write those things down. That is going to be the preface of what we train on today. What's up, guys? Real quick, just want to let you know, if you want to get in touch with me directly, here is one way to do it. You can text me at 435-512-1647. Again, 435-512-1647. If you've got a question around pivoting, how can I pivot effectively, overcoming objections, or whatever topic that you feel like you could use help in right now, text me and we'll get you some resources over. We'll get you some trainings over. But also, if you want to get involved with us here at the Team Member Perspective and you want to plug into a community of high performers, of people that are playing at a really high level, if you want to get around those people and learn what they're doing and train with us and practice with us, please text me. We can get you some more details. Again, that phone number is 435-512-1647. Appreciate you and enjoy. Now, the next question I want you to ask is about sales, right? If you had to describe sales in one word, what would you say that sales is? Is it influence, persuasion, selling? What is the word that you would use to describe sales? I'm gonna boil it down for you. There's one word that would describe sales. It's this: change. If you're in a sales position, you are helping people change. In sales, before we get people to actually purchase the product, we gotta help them think differently about their life. And specifically with life insurance, if we want them to change and get a life insurance policy in place, we've got to help them first think differently about their financial life. Again, we got to help them find the problem before the solution carries any weight. So what we're doing is we're helping people change. Now, do humans like change? Think about you. Do you like change? I would bet that on your way to work today or on your way to work tomorrow, you follow the same route. And I would bet that you're eating the same types of foods. And I would bet that if you go to the gym, you're going to one gym. I would bet that you're listening to the same types of music. Like, we're creatures of habit. We're all in some sort of pattern, and we just don't really like change. So it's difficult. Sales can be difficult because we're getting humans to change, and it's something that's difficult, something that people don't really like to do. I want you to think about human behavior, and I want to teach you something about human behavior today. What are the two biggest emotional drivers that cause people to want to change? The two biggest emotional drivers that get people to want to change are, number one, pain, and number two, fear of future pain. If someone is in enough pain, they'll do anything to change. I chipped my tooth the other day, this back molar back here, this bugger. And every time I would get a drink of water, especially if that baby was just frothy, it's just super cold, take a drink of that and it would just zing me up. Just send like these shocking pains into my mouth. I was in enough pain that I called up the dentist. I didn't even care what it was gonna cost. I didn't care anything. I wanted that pain to go away. I was in enough pain that caused me to wanna make a change. Now, talking about life insurance, if people are in enough pain, it's probably too late. Let's play this out. We've got husband and wife. They've got 3 kids. Husband works, wife is a homemaker. She's a stay-at-home mom. They don't have any sort of life insurance in place. Something happens to husband, passes away prematurely. No life insurance in place. What does life look like for the wife? 3 kids that isn't working. She's gonna have to pick up the mortgage payment just so that the family can stay in the house. She's gonna have to pick up the car payment so they can keep the cars. She's gonna have to figure out how to get income coming in so they can keep food on the table, pay the bills. But mom's not working, so mom's gonna have to go out and what? She's gonna have to get a job. On top of taking care of the kids, on top of dealing with losing dad. Husband. Just think about that for a minute. Really put yourself in mom's shoes, in the wife's shoes. how much pain do you think she's going through? A lot of pain, but it's too late. Husband didn't have life insurance in place. Now let me ask you this. If wife could have gone back in time a couple years, knowing that this was going to happen to her husband, do you think she would do anything to have put a life insurance policy in place? Totally. She totally would, because she's in enough pain. So this one with life insurance, it's fairly difficult as you're going throughout your day and as you're talking to current customers and prospects to where people are going to be in enough pain that they just want life insurance. Now, there are exceptions when people see someone close to them or a family member pass away and they're able to see that play out for their family. That causes people to want to get life insurance, right? But for the most part, most people are just not in any sort of pain because they don't have life insurance in place. So that leaves us with fear of future pain. Now, your ability as a insurance salesperson, if you're a team member, if you're an agent, your ability to help people experience fear of future pain with lack of life insurance or lack of enough life insurance, your ability to do that, help them experience this future pain, your ability to make that pain gap bigger will directly correlate to how many life insurance policies you sell and how many people that you help. So I want to teach you a few things that we can do to help people experience this fear of future pain. But it goes back to this. Before we can be problem solvers and help people get life insurance in place, we've got to first be problem finders. And we want to help our customers and prospects come to a realization of the problems that they have.